it's me. I was back. Back again, back again, back again. Today, I thought I'd bring to you my Meet the Birds. Because I haven't really introduced them to you since everything happened, really. So I thought I'd keep you up to date and tell you all about them. Because I love them. And you do if you're watching the videos. So let's meet them. First, one. We have Smokey. Smokey is my dark-breasted barn owl. She is 9 months, turning 10 months in 5 days. Big thing. 10 months. Oh. She's amazing. She's absolutely gorgeous if you've seen her. She has got like the traditional barn owl face and barn owl everything. Apart from she's a lot more darker, as the name suggests. She's got a darker belly, half her belly actually. She's got quite a white belly underneath. And she's got a really dark back. She's absolutely gorgeous. But she's also the shyest thing I've ever met. She will shy away at any point. She's not made for doing that sort of thing. But she's amazing. And I can't wait to start flying her again in the spring. Because I had to put her down for molt for a little while. Just to see if she would take to it or not. Because it's her first year. They don't always go when you plan to. So tried feeding her up and she's not doing anything, so God knows when that's gonna happen. Number 2. So I'm going up the garden as I go along. There's no other order to this. I'm just going up the garden. Number 2 is Domino. He's my European Kestrel. He is 5 years old. He's incredible. I've always in the past couple of months I talked about always wanting a Kestrel because they're brilliant. They're lovely little things. We've had 4 or 5 over the years. We've had Lola, Jessie, Buzz, and then we had Kip, and Almino is our 5th. Unfortunately we've only got Lola now at the minute because the rest of them we either had to pass on or they died. But they're amazing little things. I never looked after them before, but they're incredible little things. They're tiny. He only weighs, I think his flying weight is, at the minute, it's about 6.5, 7 ounces. So it's tiny and it's such weight dependent because you have to make sure they're the right weight before you can do anything else in case something happens. But he loves the lure. He's just my everything at the minute. We did have a little case of bumblefoot. Bumblefoot is where they have sores in the bottom of their feet. So it can be from anything really. It can be from their perch, design, everything. So we went through all the vet fees and in the end he's absolutely perfect now. He's back to normal. He's back to jumping about, eating. He still wants to fly even though he's sort of destroyed his tail feathers very slowly, but they're very, very slowly going. So I'm trying to induce molt into him. So hopefully in the next couple of months I can start flying him again and get him hovering and going back to the lure again. He is the fastest little thing I have ever flown and it's amazing. It's so nice. 3. Third one is Bubba. Or as his actual name is Orlando. Orlando, what can I say about him? He is coming up to, he was born in May, so that makes him May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January. Nearly 8 months. He is a burrowing owl, if you haven't guessed that. We call them the little owl stilts because they look like a little owl, but they've got really, really long legs, which, because they're in America and they live in all the burrows, hence the name, burrowing. They have to be speedy and run about. They normally run about a lot more than they fly about. But he's just, he's my little baby. And he's amazing. I don't know why I would do without him. I really don't. I'm so happy we got one. I was always the little birds scare me a bit more. Because of their size, he should weigh about 5.5 ounces, give or take. Somewhere around that is fine. Anything lower than 5, that's when I get scared. But because he's so little, that's what scared me all the time. The big birds, they can lose a couple ounces either way, and they're fine because you can just pick up the food and you can just carry on. The little birds, if they lose more than an ounce below their normal weight, then you know it's never good. So he sort of changed everything that I thought about everything, and he makes me want so many more, and he makes me want another one that I should have raised him with, because 2 of them running around would just be the most, I can't even describe it. It'd be the best thing ever. But I'm not going to change it. I'm not going to change him for the world. He's fabulous. Oh. 4th, we've got Louis. Louis is my Harris Hawk. He is my first Harris Hawk. Even though I've been doing falconry for about 12 years. Well, it's not really falconry, it's sort of... depends on your view on falconry. But I've been doing it for about 12 years. And he's my first actual Harris Hawk. Now, Harris Hawks are meant to be beginner birds. And it's purely because of how easy they are to train. They are wonderful birds. They work in a cast. They will normally hunt with other birds, with other Harrises, so they can guarantee a meal at the end of the day. They don't normally work alone. He was born on my birthday last 2015. He must have been born. So that makes him nearly 2 years, which is insane. Insane. But he is... No, he's not. He can't be. I'm not sure how old he is, but he's got all his baby fluff, he's got his juvenile plumage, he's got a striped tail in the front. Oh, I could literally just spend forever talking to him. And he has like the cutest little screams, and it's just, I can't wait to see what we can do with him, because he's so smart and so driven that I feel like we could do anything together. And he's my little love. He really is. He's amazing. Number 5. 5 is Remy. Remy is my red-tailed hawk. I'm still not sure if it's a boy or girl. It's coming up to 2. So it's already got all the juvenile plumage. She's got the red tail. See, what's putting me off between male or female is because she's quite small. She only weighs about £2.6, which could be either way really. Could be either way. It could be a very large male or a very small female, or somewhere in between. But what really made me think it was a female was purely because of the tail. So if you look at red-tailed hawks' tails, they've got the red tail. That's how they get their name. So when Remy molted out, I started looking at them, and I started looking on Instagram, and I followed a couple people who hunt with their red tail in America. And most of the males have black bars all over the tail. And Remy never got that. She had the complete red tail, and I think there's one black bar along them all. And that's it. And when I've been looking at the female ones, they've all got the red tail. So I'm still a bit unsure. And she is a handful. She's my little challenge, and I love her so much, but she does scare me a bit sometimes, because she's got so much force, and she's still a bit skeptic of me. I'm not sure why, but she's still a bit skeptic. She hasn't like fully. We haven't got the full relationship yet. We're getting there. She is really learning to trust me properly. But when I put her down for the molt, we lost that contact, and because we lost it so soon, our relationship sort of failed. So I'm trying to build it up again, see where it takes us. Hopefully she'll be all good. She'll trust me. She won't keep biting me. No, she's gorgeous, and I can't wait to see how her plumage changes as she goes on, because she should slowly, gradually get darker all over the front and get darker eyes. She has got one eye that's sort of deeper set, so I don't think she can fully see out of it. And it's fully set and it's grey still, which is the juvenile colour. Whereas the other eye is slowly turning brown. I can just about see it, but it's not quite there. And I cannot wait. 6 is my oldest bird. My oldest bird is Tango. We've had her from 8 weeks. She is an African spotted eagle owl, or spotted eagle owl, depends on how you say it, because people have very different views on them birds. But we originally borrowed one from someone. It was called Bongo. It was amazing. He was the most caring creature I've ever met. He was lovely, and it really made us want to go for an African Spotted Eagle Owl. So I think it was about 6 years ago we got her. She was, as I said, 8 weeks. She would run for you. She would come and run up to you and get some chick legs. She was fabulous. But unfortunately something happened to her while we were at a show, and she's now terrified of children, pushchairs or toddlers. She doesn't like them. We aren't going to force them on her in any way, but as soon as she's put somewhere with them, so if I take her for a walk and we go out and we go see children or a pram, she goes mental, and it's horrible to watch because I know how caring she is. She's such a gentle creature. As soon as she lands on your fist, she will take the food out of your hand and not bite, not even touch you. She's amazing, and I just wish I understood her view of everything so I could help try and change it, but at this point I don't think I can. So at the minute she's down for molt. Even though she molts all the way through the year, you will find her feathers everywhere in the house. Little bits of fluff, feathers, everything. But hopefully she'll go for a proper molt this year. Not this year, but up until I'll probably start flying around April. April's the time I normally try and kickstart everything happening again, because that's normally wedding season and birthday season and everything else. But April's the time I kickstart everything over again and get them all trained up again. It's normally March, April, because it's warmer months and we get the longer nights, so I can work a lot more into the night than I can now, where it's darker, like 4:30. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is Scooby. Scooby is... what's the word I can use to describe her? She is magnificent. I'll say that word. She is my snowy owl. If you don't know that, she's my snowy owl. She's quite big. She has her time of the month. She's very much a typical female and has her time of the month. During that time of the month, you cannot touch her. You cannot hold her, and you cannot not touch her food. If you touch that food, you are dead. And she will look at you with that glare. If you've ever seen a snowy owl, you know the glare. They will hunt you down. And I'm pretty sure she has my death plan sorted. She is 3, and by this point I'm pretty sure she's female. I was starting to think maybe male, because the male snowy owls are mostly white. After the first couple of molts, they lose all their barring down the back of their body, and mostly on the bib. Yeah. Whereas the females keep the barring throughout, because when they're juveniles, they always have the barring. It's mostly for camouflage. So if they're in the snow and everything, it's quite hard to see them. But I think it was last year she started to lose quite a bit of barring here, so she's got mostly a pale chest here, but the rest of her is covered in just black barring everywhere. But she has got 2, oh god, that was my eye. She's got 2 pure white tail feathers that go down both sides of her tail, and the rest of it is just completely black barred and white tail feathers. But she's crazy. She's crazy, but she is bloody lovely. She's like the cuddliest thing I've ever met, and I really kind of hope we have snow. We're meant to have snow tomorrow. Tomorrow? What day is it? It is. Yeah, Wednesday. We're meant to have snow tomorrow. Tomorrow evening. So hopefully, if we do, I can get Snowy on it. I can get Scooby on it, because she's never felt snow before in her life. We've never had enough snow that she's actually seen it. If we have snow, it rains and it just goes and it's all slush and it's just crap. But hopefully, if we do, she'll get to see snow, and I think she'll love it, because she's mental. Why would she not love it? 8. Ooh, 8. Oh, I like that. is Toby. Toby is my Bengal eagle, or Indian eagle, or rock eagle, or Indian eagle. They have multiple names. I'm not really sure why they have so many names, but they're basically, I would say, they're mini versions of a European eagle. So if you've ever seen a European eagle, they stand about 2 foot tall, like that, about 2 foot tall. They can weigh anything from about 4 pounds to 7 if they're female. And basically Toby is almost like he's been put in the tumble dryer. He's our Kobe put in the tumble dryer, but then the printer ran out of ink. I'm not making any sense. He's a much paler version of Kobe, basically. So he's much more sandy coloured, I would say. He's 3. I think he's 3. I got him literally beginning of last year. So I got him, I'm pretty sure it was New Year's Day last year, from a nice falconry centre, and he was really flown. He was 1 year old at that point, so he'd been used to public, he'd been used to flying and everything. So I didn't really have to do much. I sort of just had to get him used to me, obviously, my sister, and just used to all the other birds, because he hadn't ever really been near too many birds, because the falconry centre was quite small. It wasn't a massive falconry centre, it was just like a little addition onto the garden centre. So when we brought him home, he was like, what? Who are these? But he's lovely. He really is. He's mental. He thinks he can do so many things, but he can't. And he's gorgeous flying. He really lands with such grace. And then as soon as he's on your fist, he starts biting because he wants to find the food. He is very greedy, but he is utterly magnificent. It's incredible to watch. So that's all my birds, but we have got 4 other ones. So we've got Pippa the Harrishawk, another Harrishawk, is my sister's. She is turning 2 in April, I believe. Then we've got Chili, which is a white-faced Scots owl. She is 3. She is crazy. She is my mum's bird. She is, if you go on YouTube, just go to search bar and put in Transformer Owl, and you'll find exactly what that is. She does that mostly for helicopters, dogs, wow, just like planes, just anything overhead or too big that she doesn't know. Even though she grew up with a golden retriever literally in the house. Because she used to live on our, basically around our fireplace for a little while when she was a baby. And because we had Jester then, our massive golden retriever, she sort of grew up with it, but she hated him at the same time. So we've got that. We've got Lola, as I mentioned, European Kestrel, female, completely different to Domino. She will bite you, she'll get your toes, she'll get your ankles, she'll get everything. And because she's female, she's completely different coloration to Domino. The males and females are very vastly different in the European Kestrels. Adult plumage anyway. And then we've also got Kobe, who I've mentioned, European Eagle Owl. He is 4. And he is the biggest teddy bear ever. You wouldn't think it because he's so big and he looks very dangerous. But he will cuddle into you. He doesn't have any aggression in him, although he did. He did accidentally catch me yesterday and then he caught my stomach. But that was no fault of his own. He was just trying to get back up and he accidentally scratched me. So that's all the birds. That's it. I'm going to do a blog post about them sometime this week. So check out my blog. Keep an eye on it. I haven't actually got a subscribe thing about it, but keep an eye on it. Keep it open. It always helps. If not, follow me on Twitter. I always talk about everything on Twitter or Snapchat or Instagram. But yeah, like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more content because I'm daily vlogging. Hopefully, if my life doesn't start getting boring again. But yeah, subscribe, like, comment down below who your favourite is because I can't choose. I literally cannot choose. But Bubba sort of pulls away a little bit. But yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.